Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geeknd Live. Your Thursday starts right here. There I am on camera now. I'm Jamie, and you are you. We're together to talk some Star Wars once again because, of course, there was no stream last week, and that's because, as you know, I was punishing you, the viewer. You know what you did. But we're back now, and that's exciting. And as always, it's an interactive show, so talk to me and each other in the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, aka the future, drop me a comment as well. And of course, hit that darn like button, would ya? As the banner scrolling across your screen currently says. Let's take that off now because it gets a bit annoying. Right then, we've got a bit to talk about in this week's stream. Not a bad week last week to take off, I guess, because this is the week where it's all going to happen. And I don't have to necessarily say news in inverted commas, although there is a bit of that today because tomorrow is going to be Star Wars Christmas Day. However, I have noticed that there has been a leak today regarding Kenobi. I'm not fully across it. I've seen in the chat that some of you are more across it than I am right now because I've been very busy this morning and afternoon doing my daily good deed, patrolling the streets of Mexico City, being a good Samaritan, fighting crime and what have you. And just saw a few things on Twitter as I made my way back about 20 minutes ago. So we'll look a little bit into that, but we're not going to go all in because it is a leak and some people might want to experience what it is as it's meant to be tomorrow. But we've got other stuff to talk about as well, including an $800 Lego AT-AT. Do you say AT-AT or AT-AT? Anyway, that's out. We'll see if we can somehow justify purchasing one. Rogue Squadron appears to be most definitely maybe delayed. And Chloe Zhao, rumored to be directing a Star Wars. And my question to you is, it's Disney Plus Day tomorrow, Friday. What Star Wars will it bring? We've already had a hint of what we might get in regards to Kenobi. But what else do you think that we'll get tomorrow? Anyway, let me just pop over to the chat to do some hello there. So Oms was here first, long-time viewer of the channel, and he is absolutely right to say that he has a feeling there'll be actual Star Wars news to discuss tomorrow. Technically, turns out we've got a little bit today as well. Ant is in the house, or was in the house anyway, about 30 minutes ago. Hope you're well, Ant. Martin, interesting question from Martin. We'll come back to that later. And Abnunga, the made-up name from New Zealand, is also here and making some references to what Martin said in the chat, which we will come back to. If you're watching on the replay and can't see the chat, we will cover it soon. Peter is here as well, and David Milano, Chad the stopwatch Campbell, despite 100% being in a meeting, he is still here to say 28 minutes remaining. Well, that was a couple of minutes ago when you sent that message. I think it's more like 26 now. Thank you, Chad. If you're new here, it's Chad's job to try and keep us to time being 30 minutes. It's gone quite well in recent weeks, not last week, but generally in the last month or so, it's gone quite well. But that's because we've had nothing to talk about. So let's see how today goes. Gaz Nottingham as well is here. Hello there to you. Simon D. But Thursdays are when I need you the most, Luke. It's true. It's true. Well, I'm back. I heard your cry last week, and I'm back, Simon D, because I know Thursdays are when you need me the most, assuming that I am Luke. And you are Uncle Owen, Skywalker Sound. Okay, you've just seen the thing. Yeah, when I talked about the thing, you've just seen the thing when I talked about the thing, yeah? Okay, we're going to come on to the thing shortly. Are they taking the videos down? Good. I haven't seen the video. I've just seen some stills. I'm not going to watch the video, even if it is still available. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. And it's kind of ruined my plans. I had some plans for some content tomorrow. Has this taken the shine off it? Or are we going to get more than what this leak suggests? We'll talk about that later. Right, Clays is here. Good to see you, Clays and Skywalker Sound once again. Yeah, the weather's good in Mexico City today. It's about 22, 23. What's that in Fahrenheit? I don't know, like late 70s or something. So it's nice. It's pleasant. It gets a bit chilly in the mornings and the evenings. Supreme Leader Brad Snoke is here, which means we can start. We can start the show. So let's get into our first story, which is not going to be a spoiler as such anyway, in regards to what I think you're alluding to, Gaz. So don't worry, we're not going to talk anything Kenobi for a little while. And we're not going to go, I'm not going to show anything on the screen. I'm not going to, again, I haven't even seen the video that's leaked. So don't worry about that for now. I will give you a heads up when we get into it, but we're not really going to get into it. Perhaps we'll do more tomorrow. Right, okay. Let's get into the first story, though, which has been around for a few days now, and it's not really a big deal. Oh, hang on a second. Didn't mention this in the menu at the beginning, the build-up. We almost have a release date for Andor, and I'm assuming that we will get a more specific release date tomorrow. I find Andor a funny one with you lot, because I'm quite looking forward to Andor, but whenever I bring it up, it kind of just gets a bit of a meh sort of response. I don't feel there's much hype for this series, and that's fine. But I imagine, because this has been wrapped for a long time now, I imagine we're going to get something for Andor tomorrow. But on Fan for Tracks here, there was a Disney company's financial results conference call for the fourth quarter 2021 the other day, and Chief Financial Officer, who you will, of course, know is Christine McCarthy, revealed that Star Wars Andor will be arriving on Disney Plus fourth quarter 2022, meaning that it will potentially land somewhere between 1st of July and 30th of September, because this apparently is Q4 being the financial fourth quarter rather than the calendar one, because that confused me at 1st of July. But yeah, that could be cool. I imagine tomorrow we're going to get a lot more release dates. There's so much in the pipeline, isn't there? But we don't really have, apart from Book of Boba, we don't have any solid release dates. So if nothing else, well, there will be something else because it leaked today. I think we'll get a lot of release dates tomorrow. And I think 2022 is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy year in the Star Wars department. What a time to be alive, hey? Okay, let's get into something else, which, again, I said earlier, before actually going on to a different story, this has been talked about for a few days now. The Hollywood Reporter had an exclusive on November the 8th that Rogue Squadron is delayed. So this, as it says here, would be the first Star Wars feature on the big screen since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker, which feels like a long time ago. I know it is a couple of years ago, but it feels like a lot more. I guess that's what the pandemic has done to our concept of time. But I'm starting to wonder, are we going to see this film? Is this film going to become another Rian Johnson trilogy that, let's be honest, we're not going to get at this stage? Seems pretty much definitely unlikely. Rogue Squadron, the Star Wars feature project due to be directed by Wonder Woman filmmaker Patty Jenkins, has been caught in the tractor beam and will take a little longer to make it to the big screen. The goal originally was to start production in 2022. And in fact, was meant to go into pre-production right about now, the end of this year. However, sources say the producers and the filmmaking team came to the realization that Jenkins' schedule and other commitments, which you would have thought she had around the time of signing this deal, wouldn't allow for the window needed to make the movie in 2022. Thus, Squadron, although I should say in defense, she may have already signed deals for other projects that have got delayed because of COVID, which therefore has had a domino effect on this movie. Anyway, it's essentially off the production schedule, it says here. The hope is that once Jenkins fulfills her previous commitments, she will be able to return to the project. Does this project only happen with Jenkins' involvement? I know she was very much front and center in that clip where she's wearing the X-Wing pilot outfit, but again, this is, I mean, it's a Hollywood Reporter, but obviously it's not directly from Disney or Lucasfilm, but it's very much non-committal to the film, the way I'm reading it. Originally, it had a release date of December 22nd, 2023, and, well, you know, it's going to be at least a year later now, isn't it? I'm not sure 100% confident we'll ever get this film unless it can be taken over by another director. To be honest, I don't really mind. My head, in terms of Star Wars, my head is all in Disney Plus right now. Kenobi, Book of Boba, you know. Ask me again in a month, I might be a lot more excited. But really, at the moment, it's all about Kenobi and Andor. I feel like I'm the only one there, but Andor too. So I'm not that disappointed by this news. Oh, of course, it will be wonderful to get that Star Wars big screen experience again. But yeah, Arms has said, I don't think any Star Wars film could be ready by December 2023. This was the closest to going into production, wasn't it? Because it's Taika's film, which we know nothing about. Maybe there'll be more details tomorrow. There's Feige's film, which actually we'll bring up now because there has been, I would say, and I don't always do rumors on this whatever it is show thing, but I think this is pretty solid and makes sense. Chloe Zhao, who actually was educated in the United Kingdom. She had a film education in Brighton. Simon D, if you're still here, Brighton resident there. I don't know which college or uni she went to, but I only know this because when she did her Oscar speech, she thanked her tutor from Brighton. Anyway, this all really makes sense because she directed Eternals. She's hot property right now in Hollywood. I'm going to see Eternals at the weekend, actually. I'm seeing quite mixed reviews. Doesn't bother me. I'll make my own mind up. Thank you very much. And she actually said a few weeks ago in an interview, which I imagine was promoting Eternals, she was asked a question about, would you like to direct a Star Wars film? And she said, yeah. And I don't think that's a given anymore. In some ways, Star Wars could be seen as a poisoned chalice for some filmmakers, directors. So I don't think it's a given that somebody would say, yeah, of course I'd direct a Star Wars. Maybe it was one day. I don't think it is anymore. But she said, yeah. And obviously is already part of the family, having directed Eternals. I don't know who One Take News are. I'm reading CBR.com, which is part of comicbook.com. I don't know who One Take News are who have this report. No idea. But it seems pretty solid to me. And maybe we'll get some news on that. Because in the movie department, and Oms is right to say, you know, it really doesn't look like any Star Wars film could be ready by December 2023. None are in production. Presumably none are even in pre-production. And we have no information, really, on any of them. The closest we had was Rogue Squadron because it had a release date and it had that little kind of teaser clip with Patty Jenkins. But that's it. So I think tomorrow we will get some information, I think, in regards to the Feige film and the Taika film. And maybe they'll give us a new release date for Rogue Squadron, you know. Maybe they won't. Right, I'm going to pop over to the chat because it's been a little while. Let's have a look. What's going on here? David, long time no speak. Quick, smash the like button, people. Do it. Do it. That's David's job. Chad is in charge of time. David is in charge of smashing that like button, but he can't do it for you. He can just instruct you, so you've got to do it yourselves. Right, I am working my way back up. So the last one I saw was Skywalker Sound has just renewed his Disney Plus subscription today. I'm still using my brother's at the moment. I think if you're not on it, make sure you do the deal. I believe at least in the UK or the US or both, it's going to be like £199 for the first month, and then goes up to whatever it is, usually $7.99. So make sure. I hope you've done that, Skywalker Sound. I don't know if that just comes into effect tomorrow on Disney Plus Day. I'm sorry if you've missed it. Supreme Leader Brad Snook. I felt meh about the Mandalorian announcement. He's hoping it lives up to those expectations. Yeah, in fact, I was talking to Ant the other day, who was in the chat earlier, about Andor, and it's just got, I love that timeline. I really enjoyed Rogue One, and there's just a lot of potential to get down and dirty and have a really gritty Star Wars series there. You mentioned The Mandalorian. Will we get any Mandalorian news there? Because in terms of Disney Plus, that's like, for Star Wars anyway, that's the kind of that's the headline act still. I know Kenobi is on paper, but in terms of your casual consumers of Disney Plus, casual Star Wars fans, that's all we've had, really, not including, the likes of Visions and whatever else, Bad Batch. For the casuals, that's really all there has been. So I wonder if they'll at least, because it's in production now, I wonder if they'll at least show a still, give a solid release date, something to say to those casuals, that thing that you like, that Star Wars thing, it's good, it's coming back. In the meantime, we've got this coming up as well. Abnunga is hyped for Andor more than any of the others. That's good to hear. It's you and me then, baby. Peter, Andor, public will grow when we get to see something. Until then, we can, all ignore the PR something. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of set leaks with Andor because they used so many locations around the UK. And there was also that sizzle reel a long time ago now, it feels like. But yeah, nothing solid. And I think we'll get something tomorrow. It makes sense to. Simon D, more like Blandor. Am I right? You're wrong, mate. You're wrong. IMO. And Skywalker Sound enjoyed that. Right, Gaz, are you planning on doing a Disney Plus Day recap video or going to wait till next Thursday for a discussion or both? So, Gaz, the thing was, I left sort of like dedicating this stream today to like a kind of preview of Disney Plus because it will be irrelevant very quickly. So I did plan tomorrow to either jump on live or make a video. I've kept the day mostly clear. And I feel like what's happened today is I need to really get my head into it properly. But it might have taken the shine off at least Kenobi tomorrow, because I think I now know what we're going to get. So, yeah, I will do something tomorrow. What exactly, we'll see. Apparently, trailer drops are going to be on social media, for Disney Plus social media. So I'll keep the Twitter on in the background all day and kind of keep an eye on it and maybe jump on and do quick live streams. Maybe do a recap video at the end of the day. But I'll do something. Also, Andor has a meh title, but it's all about Rebel spies. Exactly. Going to be awesome. Plus, it's 12 episodes and some, because I think this is already more or less confirmed as a multi-series thing. Whether that's been officially confirmed or not, or was it because Alan Tudyk said he's not in, well, he says he's not in season 1, but he knows at some point K2SO will turn up. Also says, I want Rogue Squadron, but I don't want Patty Jenkins as a director, so conflicted. Well, maybe we can get Rogue Squadron without Patty Jenkins, because it sounds like she's the reason it's delayed. So if she keeps, blocking its path to seeing the light of day, maybe they'll bring in someone different. I don't know how much she's exclusively, attached to it. Hey, yeah, David, I didn't see your original greeting, but this happens quite a bit. And I don't have any moderators. By the way, if people want to be a moderator, they can. And I don't have any, because you can type in words that if a certain word that you've typed in appears, YouTube will automatically remove that comment. I haven't deleted anything. I barely know how to. But hello there to David, who hopes you are all doing well. Anyway, I'm well behind on the messages. Caleb, my subscription renews tomorrow, and after 2 years at the monthly subscription price, I've decided there's enough content in the pipeline that I'm switching to the annual subscription. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm just going to keep sponging off my big bro. But because I don't know if I'm meant to say that. Is Disney Plus like Netflix where you can add someone? Anyway, I'm added. But yeah, man, I agree. It's reached that stage because when I was paying for it myself for Mando season 2, because Mando season 1 wasn't available to me at the time in my country. I would agree with that. Yeah, if I didn't at the moment have my brother to sponge off, I would probably do that too. It's reached that good place, I think. Brad Snoke, I don't buy the scheduling commitments thing. She said in interviews that it was her next thing. I'm kind of sick of all the premature announcements. Yeah, there does seem to be a lot of that with Star Wars, and I'll come back to the Rian Johnson trilogy again. The only way I buy it is if it's a COVID domino effect, like I said earlier. if her other commitments that were pre-Rogue Squadron got delayed by COVID, that will, have a domino effect, I guess. But they could just remove her from the film. Anyway, I am not going to see Rocky IV Director's Cut tonight. But that sounds cool. That does sound cool. Let us know how it is. Simon D. I guess Jenkins is such a PR scoop for female director. Yeah, there is that. I think they'll be determined to forge ahead regardless of potentially other people available in the gap. That's a good point. Caleb, again, from what I hear in the rumor circle, Rogue Squadron was delayed because Disney rejected the most recent draft of the film, which while it could be bad, I hope it just needs more time to marinate. Yeah, similar thing happened with Kenobi originally, didn't it? They did a lot of rewrites for Kenobi. And of course, at one point it was meant to be a movie, wasn't it? And then was turned into a series. And I think the first version of the series was maybe too long, and they condensed it. So yeah, marinating the old creative endeavors is not a bad thing. Right, I'm well behind on these comments. Very busy in the chat tonight, at least for a Geeknd Live. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. As Gaz says as well, I'm down with that. Power Droid Girl, good to see you. I'm really looking forward to A for Andor. Yeah, I think it's going to be more pivotal than people think. Yeah, I think it's and also the timeline as well can grab the casual fans. I know a lot of people who can take or leave Star Wars who loves Rogue One because it felt familiar to them. As fans of the original films, or people who've definitely seen the original films, it felt familiar to them. The timeline, the Empire, the Rebels, and of course, Vader popping up. And there are new familiar characters that will pop up in Andor, but also we will surely get some classics as well. For that timeline, you could see Vader, you could see the Emperor, you could see Tarkin again. Would you like them to do the CGI Tarkin again with Guy Henry, or use the dude who played Tarkin in Revenge of the Sith? I kind of feel sorry for that dude that he wasn't used for Rogue One. Arms, I don't care how long Star Wars movies take after Troz being rushed and not allowing Solo to be delayed. Disney should never, ever do that again. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry myself. I'm happy for them to take their time. Of course, I want that big screen Star Wars experience again, but I'm happy to wait if it means we get a better product at the end. But also we're spoiled anyway on the Disney Plus side of things. But Gaz does think we will see Rogue Squadron, but once everything is settled, and there's quite a bit to settle. And I think tomorrow we'll settle a few things. Skywalker Sound has smashed that like button. That's always good to see. Right, I'm almost caught up. Sorry if I've missed any. If you've got a burning desire for me to see it, and please copy and paste it back in. And Simon D makes a good financial point there that really, the revenue is on the streaming platforms at the moment, more so than theatrical films. Some countries are still not fully open, of course. And, we still don't really know how COVID is going to change the movie-going environment moving forward. Streaming was always like online shopping overtaking the high street store. Streaming was always going to do that with going to the cinema. But COVID, we'll see how much that accelerates it. But I don't think cinema will ever die. But anyway. Peter, where I live, there will be the Lord of the Rings extended marathon next month. You've got to do that, man. Extended marathon. That is an extended marathon. It's a movie marathon that's extended to even more of a marathon. I would be there, mate. If I was in the Netherlands with you, I would be there with you. But I am in Ciudad de Mexico still. Ant, looking forward to seeing an Andor trailer. We've got to get something Andor tomorrow. And I think we'll get something Boba too, because the rumors of Kenobi being the kind of focus for tomorrow kind of began when the Boba trailer dropped. What was it, 2 weeks ago now? Because people assumed that would be the big focus for Disney Plus Day, Star Wars wise. You've got the Boba Fett documentary coming out tomorrow. I don't think they're going to kill the hype. It's the next thing. They've got to keep that hype going. So I think we'll get something Boba tomorrow. But anyway, Andor, yeah, I really think that's something that needs... Kenobi doesn't need anything being released tomorrow. The hype's there. Andor, it feels to me like it does need some hype building. I think we're getting it next year. Yeah, well, yeah, the fourth quarter, financial quarter of next year. Yeah, so I think we will get Andor and we will get something Boba and Ant. Yeah, that's what we were talking about the other day, wasn't it? Something dark and gritty, a new light on the Rebel Alliance. I don't know if Clone Wars and Bad Batch are really for casual Star Wars fans. Yeah, I agree with that. My dad likes Star Wars. He certainly would not watch or enjoy, I don't think, the animated projects. No, I absolutely do agree with that. I don't know if I said that they were earlier. I said Rogue One was. From my experience, Rogue One really appealed to more casual Star Wars fans. I didn't say Clone Wars or Bad Batch, but maybe someone else did. But yeah, I agree with you. Peter, I think there should be a focus on the Mandalorian series and the rest should be presented after filming. All that talking is basically hot air. Yeah, there's been a lot of this hot air for months. I mean, we've been scraping the barrel. I tend not to always do the rumors and gossip and what have you, but kind of have to sometimes. There's nothing else to talk about in the Star Wars department, but I think that will change tomorrow. Jamie, is your brother jealous of your amazing hair? Do you still think it's amazing? Because I get a lot of cries for the old style to come back. But thank you, Skywalker Sounds. And no, his hair's bigger, even bigger. It's like here. And his is like kind of more wavy. Luis Figo. Supreme Leader Brad Snow greeted David 3 hours ago. And yours was deleted. Oh, no. So when you leave something in the chat, a certain amount of time before the stream starts, they do disappear. Maybe it's like anything within an hour of start time stays. I don't know, but I've seen that before. That's normal. And it wasn't me. It wasn't personal. Oh, hey, hello to you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you pop up, my friend. Simon D, you were my brother, Jamie. You were supposed to bring balance to our subscription, not destroy it. I do feel guilty, you know, and I don't know if it's a legit thing like it is with Netflix from a certain point of view. Anders, hello to you. And, oh, Glenn, the geeky hippie is here. He's late, but he's here. Glenn, I need to watch your video. Still. Sorry, mate. I was away traveling last week. And I haven't really caught up on things. And I've obviously been busy, you know, being a good Samaritan in Mexico City, fighting crime, etc. So I will watch that and I will get back to you and we'll link it in next week's stream for others who want to go and watch it. But why don't you stick the name of the channel for anyone interested in Wheel of Time content in the chat and people can go and check it out if they want to. Sorry if I've missed any other comments. I'm sort of, I don't think the chat's ever been this busy. I'm struggling to keep up. Is Rogue Squadron being written by Jenkins as well? This is from Liam. Hope you're well, Liam, mate. I think she wrote Wonder Woman 98 and the script was stunningly bad. Yeah. The last Wonder Woman film wasn't 98, was it? What year was it? What year? 84. Yeah, I watched that on a plane in the end and it was all right. Got me through, I don't know, 2 hours of the flight or something. But yeah, not the best script. I don't know if she's writing Rogue Squadron, but she seems to be very heavily involved. So I won't be surprised if she is. Maybe someone can confirm in the chat. Yeah, CGI Tarkin was kind of creepy. But the good thing about that is they can always go back and make it less creepy, improve it, tweak it in Disney Plus. So I wouldn't be totally against CGI Tarkin coming back. I do feel sorry for the Revenge of the Sith dude, though. I need to try and interview him, actually. Peter says, no CGI people, please. I do agree that the technology is not quite there yet, but everything that's happened before, again, they can go back and improve when it is there. And it will get there. It will get there. Caleb's come back and said, I think Patty Jenkins is co-writing Rogue Squadron with some other people, much like the original Wonder Woman. That was a good film. Glenn says they need to start paying the talent for what they make through streaming, though. That was the Scarlett Johansson thing, right? The court case there, wasn't it? Star Wars Meg, me mate. Hope you're well. We need to have a catch up, don't we? Let's have a catch up soon. Let's get you back on a stream soon. Meg, if you're up for it. I'm sort of doing it at a different time now, Mexico time, but we can figure something out. In fact, Meg, what's your big tip for tomorrow? Talk to us in the chat. What's your big tip for tomorrow, aside from what appears to have been leaked today, which I'm not going into much detail on in this stream? What's your big tip outside of that for tomorrow? Gaz Nottingham, I don't expect to hear anything regarding Rogue Squadron tomorrow. Yeah, probably not now. Or any other movie unless it is a Disney Plus exclusive. Well, that's a good point, because it is Disney Plus Day tomorrow, isn't it? But then they do have movies on Disney Plus. And obviously in COVID times, some movies went straight to Disney Plus. And am I right in saying that, is it D23, the Disney convention thing? That's coming up quite soon. So maybe movie announcements will happen then, maybe. And yeah, it's a good point. Perhaps tomorrow is Disney Plus content exclusively, as Gaz says there. And it's a good point. Technically, cinema has been in decline since the 1940s. Jorge, there's supposed to be a Boba documentary of sorts. Yeah, that's coming tomorrow. It's like the legacy of Boba Fett under the helmet or something like that. So it's going back through the history of Boba Fett. And in fact, I imagine this is going to be like an hour long. If you want like a 4 and 5 minute version, watch my latest video, my latest sort of proper edited video, link in description, where I go through all of the live action Boba Fett actors. There's a lot more than you'd think. It goes beyond Tamura, Daniel, Jeremy. And also there's a few honorable mentions as well for the people at the very, very beginning. But the documentary will be better. But if you're in a hurry, watch my version instead. Yeah, but that documentary would be cool. I'll either do a review video of that, because that's right up my street, or we'll talk about it on next week's stream. It kind of depends what tomorrow brings. I'm going to do something tomorrow in terms of trailers and whatever. Right. Sorry if I've missed anything out. Skull Kassan says, Jamie, I would love to help as a mod, but I only can make 50% of the streams. That might not be enough, but would love to help. Would love to if it helps. Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, the streams are so intimate at the moment, it doesn't really matter. But absolutely, why not sign you up just in case? But you know, if things get busier, then I guess you then attract more wrong-uns, don't you? So then it might be more necessary to get a few people on board for that. But yeah, I don't know how to do it, Skywalker Sound, but I will get back to you on that once I figure it out. Yeah. Thank you. We'll get that sorted. And, 50% of streams is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Caleb, I do hope we get stuff in between episode 1 and 2. That's a whole decade of unexplored potential, like we've got on one volume of a comic following Anakin and Obi-Wan, but that's about it. Yeah, comic and book, I can imagine they're going to fill in gaps there, but who knows? Maybe some live action. There's talk of the Darth Maul animated series or something. I don't know exactly when that would take place. Arms is off. Good to see you, mate. And yeah, let's see what tomorrow brings. Take it easy, my friend. Yes, you did confuse me for a moment, Liam, but 84, not 98. You must be very tired. Well, it is, 9:30 p.m. in the UK at the moment. And yes, don't forget to hit the like button. Support the channel, people. Support the channel. Star Wars Meg. I honestly am keeping expectations tame. And whatever we get, we get. Yeah, that's a solid way of awaiting tomorrow. I mean, I was never going to have a sleepless night anyway. I don't get majorly excited about Star Wars Christmas or Christmas anymore. So what happens when you get to my age? You just want to sleep. But no, I am, to be honest, I get more excited. Like Book of Boba Fett, I'm not massively excited at the moment, but I will, as the closer we get to release. The only things on paper that I'm genuinely really excited for at the moment, is Kenobi and Blandor, as Simon D said. Mystic Meg. Yes, Meg is always a great guest on the stream. I don't know what I'm going to do for the Book of Boba Fett yet. I think I'll still be in Mexico. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet for it. But of course, Meg was great during the Bad Batch. So it'd be great to do some more of that kind of stuff again. I will do something, of course, for the Book of Boba Fett, but don't know exactly what yet. Yes, Peter's right. There was a Jamie Boba video. Watch it, people. I think I've linked to it in the video description for this live stream. And Simon D is right. Jamie's Boba Fett video is cooler than Disney's will ever hope to be. And Simon actually helped me with some of the research. So anything you think is inaccurate, blame it on him. And thank you again, Simon. David, hashtag get Lightspeed tonight to Disney Plus. Oh, yeah. And Glenn the Geeky Hippie, The Wheel of Time starts next week on Amazon Prime. It will be the next big thing. That's come around quick because the trailer only dropped, didn't it, a few weeks ago? Feels like only a few weeks ago when I was watching your video about the trailer. Cheers, Gaz. Thank you. Well, when I figure out how to do it, I'll add you in Skywalker Sound. I don't know how it works, so you might get a random pop-up saying you've been added. Maybe you have to accept it or something, but I'll look into it at some point. No, I really appreciate that. It's not massively necessary right now, but there's no harm in adding you both once I figure out how to do it. But hopefully one day it will be very, very necessary. Simon, I don't think I have seen that. I'll check it out. I've been trying to get Robert Watts for years. I don't know. I don't want to say actually. He's pretty old, isn't he? So you can kind of imagine what I was going to say. But yeah, I'll have a look at that. I haven't seen it. Right, everyone. I'm going to do this final story. Sorry if you're watching in the future and we're just here for the stories and then basically just chatting with the chat for 36 minutes. Right, let's do this. Has anyone seen this? And do you say AT-AT or AT-AT? Option 1, AT-AT. Put option 1 in the chat. Option 2, AT-AT. Right. I'm not a big Lego kind of dude, as in I'm certainly not. I don't, as far as I know, I'm not made out of Lego, and I don't really play with it anymore. But this is cool. However, not so much the price tag. $800 for Lego's massive 6,785 piece Star Wars AT-AT set. Apparently, it's the size of a small dog. Well, looking at old Oscar Isaac, he looks like Oscar Isaac playing with it here. Quite a big small dog, to be honest. But it's quite a fun article here from Gizmodo doing their best to justify spending $800. Apparently, it's the second biggest Star Wars Lego set. I assume the biggest is the Millennium Falcon one. Is it bigger? Yeah, it must be bigger. Certainly wider. But anyway, this is quite a fun little thing. Let's see if we can somehow justify spending $800 on some plastic bricks. It's roughly the size of a small dog. Yeah, roughly. It's big enough to hold a small Imperial army. It is cool. It is cool. I give you that, but I'm still not convinced on the price tag. Now, this is very cool. It includes a special tool for adjusting the leg poses. That's cool. So once you built it, you can adjust the legs. You can recreate Luke's heroic act. That's cool, but still not $800 cool. The set includes 9 Lego minifigures. Expensive minifigures. Lots of removable access panels and hidden surprises, including this guy. Now, for $800, I would want a lifetime's amount of hidden surprises. I don't know if they can live up to that. But again, it is still cool. A fully articulated and menacing looking head. It does look amazing. It does look amazing. A fully detailed cockpit in the head. General Veers. And that's it. Black Friday, whenever that is when it comes out. So there we go. Who's getting it? Who's convinced? Who's getting it? Right, popping back over to the chat. I think AT-AT was option 1, wasn't it? And option 2 is AT-AT, which is the majority here. Option 2 seems to be coming up, which is AT-AT. So who's getting it? Who's getting it? Option 2 is, yeah, option 2 wins. David, for $800, my kid needs to be able to ride in that thing. Yeah, I thought you were going to use your kid as an excuse to spend the money on it. Your kid's too young, no, David. You can't use the kid as an excuse to get it. But yeah, they need to be able to ride in that thing. What about the land speeder that kids can ride around in? That's cool. That's cool. I don't have a kid to use the excuse of buying one, but I'm not ruling out buying one. Oh, someone's been looking at sunglasses online because targeted ads keep popping up. Yeah, hawkers. Okay, they're more than plastic bricks, I'm sure. See, if I was a bigger channel, I'd get sent one, wouldn't I? I bet Alex, Star Wars Explained. Saying that, he might buy, I don't know, he might buy his own sets, but I bet he'll do one of the live building. I think he did a Millennium Falcon one, and it went on for weeks and weeks and weeks building it. It's pretty cool. Oscar pretending to actually build that instead of just gently touching it for photos is great. I agree. And Glenn, the geeky hippie, still ridiculous price. I didn't say the word, even though the word's not a bad word, just because sometimes when I say, like, because I don't swear on YouTube, and some of you that have spoken to me in the real world know that I do swear in the real world. I never do on YouTube, but sometimes when I say almost swear words on YouTube, I get demonetized. Not the channel, but the video. So I don't get my like $1 for doing the show. So I'm not going to say that word just in case. Gaz says it both ways. Yeah, I do. That's why I guess I did the poll. Oh, speaking of a poll, Martin's poll at the start. Let me just get up to date on the chat, and then we'll just do a little bit of Kenobi regarding what Martin put in at the start of the chat. But let me just get through the... Oh, and it's option one. Okay, there's a few option ones. Saying ATST with option one would be a bit weird. Abnunga says... yeah, they do. I need to start using that more. Astromus, how are you, my friend? How are you? Haven't seen you for a little while. And Frogger, where's Frogger, man? Like, Glenn, no one's disagreeing with Glenn the Geeky Hippie. We need Frogger back for a bit of disagreements. TIE Fighter. Simon D, it's cheaper to fly to Alderaan. $800? Those guys must be really desperate. People will buy it. Hey, that Star Wars hotel sold out for the first 4 months, and that's actually super ridiculously priced. A lot of people have a lot of money in the world. I'm not poo-pooing. Don't demonetize me for that. I'm not poo-pooing the product here, the Lego set, the hotel. It's great. It's just, for me, too expensive. Crazy too expensive, you know? Right, I'm just going to go up to Martin's. So if you don't want to know anything about what's happening tomorrow regarding Kenobi, now is the time to say goodbye. I will be wrapping up in the next couple of minutes anyway, because we got well over, but Chad's not here. It's his fault. But Martin has put something in here, which is interesting. And to be honest, it's not a spoiler, because this is been announced for a while. But if you really desperately want to avoid anything about Kenobi, then this is your heads up to leave with love. Okay, and I'll see you next week. Right, let's take this out. Martin said earlier, what do you think about the Kenobi concept art? I think it looks decent, but him dueling Vader doesn't sit right with me. So I'll come on to the poll in a second. But that's not news, is it, about Vader dueling Kenobi? Because Kathleen Kennedy said, well, I get demonetized for saying her name. I would on some channels, wouldn't I? She said, like, there's going to be, you know, the duel. They're going to lock swords again, the duel to end all duels. And we've talked about this before. I'm not completely comfortable with it, but it's happening. So today, and again, I've not really got into this, but I saw, as I was riding the metro back home, that there has been a couple of leaks. So I actually saw on Star Wars, my mate's Star Wars Sessions podcast, if you go on their Instagram, they have got the leaked stills of concept art, which are going to be part of tomorrow's sizzle reel. Now, some of these apparently were shown last year at Disney's Investor Day call. And, you know, many don't give away much, but there is one of Kenobi and Darth fighting, which looks like back in Mustafar, which surely wouldn't be the case. Also to say that the sizzle reel, it looks like it's a sizzle reel tomorrow, not a trailer. Could be both. the sizzle reel that's been leaked might be a mini version, but the sizzle reel has been leaked in video form. But as somebody said earlier, and I can't remember who, sorry, Disney apparently are taking them down quite quickly. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. But anyway, going back to Martin's point here, it does look decent. It's cool concept art. Most concept art is, to be honest. Yeah, it's never sat right with me because how will it impact A New Hope? In terms, theatrically, it's one of the lamest lightsaber duels, sword fights in Star Wars, now anyway. But in terms of like depth, emotional depth, it's one of the most powerful. Paraphrasing here, but Vader sensing something he's not sensed since, you fill in the gaps yourself, especially now with Revenge of the Sith. So this meeting's got to be pretty big. And I don't really know how it can be bigger than what we had in Revenge of the Sith, emotionally, anyway. But Martin did a poll on Reddit, and apparently almost 90%, some 2,000 people voted for no. But the fact of the matter is, it's happening. And this is basically whatever Kathleen Kennedy said. This concept art, presumably, or tomorrow, is going to confirm it. So it's happening. I guess it's damage limitation now. I'll be there for it. And that's the only thing I'm uneasy about this season. I was pretty excited to hear Hayden's back, but I was more thinking as Anakin, flashbacks. Because I want to see a traumatized Obi-Wan. I want this to be quite dark. I don't want him to be going off Tatooine on missions, side questy things like in The Mandalorian. I want some reflection. But yeah, it's happening. So final comments from you guys. Chandler, snooze o'clock. Is that about this stream? Which, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Or is that about whatever I was just talking about? Something Star Wars related. Oh, yeah, Kenobi. Frog is here. Frog is here. Just too tired to chat. Too tired for disagreements with Glenn the Geeky Hippie. It is late in Germany. So in the UK, it's 10 to 10. So it's like 10 to 11 in Deutschland. I believe. Oh, good. There is. We're back. We're back to the good old days. They're disagreeing. Ant, I'm guessing this duel Vader wins. Possibly him believing he kills Obi-Wan. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. It kind of makes sense, but still, I'm not fully sold on it, and I won't be fully sold on it until we see it, and hopefully, then I'll be fully sold on it. But aside from that, that minor detail, I'm massively looking forward to Kenobi. David, the concept art of the duel makes me hopeful that it's a flashback dream sequence of the original Revenge of the Sith duel. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it wouldn't be flashback then; it would be dream, wouldn't it? More dream sequence because he's in the Vader suit in the concept art. But it does look like they're on Mustafar. And there's no way they'd go back to Mustafar in real time. Or saying that Vader's castle's there. Is that where Vader's castle is? It is, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a dream. Because obviously Kenobi at some point has got to find out, and hopefully we see this, that Anakin's still alive. Anakin is Darth Vader. So there could be some sort of weird kind of Jedi dreaming going on. Obi-Wan going off world to throw off Vader from finding Luke. There was something, one of the few books I've read, just generally, let alone Star Wars, was a Vader book. And it's like post-prequels when it was released. So it's not one of the really old ones. But I'm sure I remember in it is a Vader book. And it's all mostly from his point of view, from what I remember, a certain point of view. And I remember something, I guess it's not canon anymore, but I remember something like Vader was too traumatized to return to Tatooine. He didn't know about Luke, but it's referenced in this that he can never go back to Tatooine. It'd bring back too many Anakin memories, basically. So I don't know if that could be something that they bring back in. Hey, Chandler. No, the stream is exciting. Oh, of course. I was referring to Frogger's comment. Frogger's back. He's sleepy, though. Sleepy frog. Which is better than a crazy frog. Oh. Right. Gaz Nottingham, Vader, when we last met, I was just the learner. Now I am the master. Yeah. It's what it does to A New Hope. Because again, from a spectacle point of view, it ain't the best lightsaber duel now. But there's a lot of depth to that scene. And I don't necessarily want to change my perspective on it, but I'm cool with it. It's special. Anyway, we'll see. Skywalker Sound. Jamie, have you had any good street? Of course. The kind of main tacos in Mexico City are tacos al pastor. I'm usually vegetarian in the UK, but here I'm flexitarian. It's quite hard to be. There's a lot of hipster places you can go to for like vegan food or whatever, but hey man, when in Mexico. So yeah, I'm eating a lot of meaty street food. But when I get home again, I'll go back to being mostly vegetarian. Right. Oh, I've seen that. I loved it from the point it's really well done. But again, I'm cool with that scene. I don't think for continuity, perhaps the duel does need to be jazzed up a little bit. The original Obi-Wan Vader duel, New Hope. So I didn't love that scene in the sense it didn't make me think, oh, I wish the original was like this now. But I loved it from the point it's really well done, really clever. I can't remember exactly what it's called either, but type in on YouTube modern Obi-Wan Vader duel, A New Hope, something like that. It'll come up. Chad, mate, we're still here. Yeah, sorry. You left us. It's your fault. We've done so well in recent weeks, but we're not going to hit the hour mark. I'm going to wrap up. If there's anything I've missed, please copy and paste back in. David, I could see it being Jedi training, possibly with Qui-Gon echoing Luke's training with Yoda when he fought Vader as well. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we'll get a Qui-Gon cameo in Kenobi. Makes sense, man. I'd like to see that. All right, everyone. If I've missed anything again, please, last chance to copy and paste it back in. I'll read Ant's comment here. I would love some kind of dream mental fight where Vader and Anakin are flickering between the two, being conflicted with Obi-Wan trying to get him to come back to the light. Yeah. Part of me thinks, Obi-Wan in a way had, because in the original script, Anakin's burning on the banks of Mustafar and he's actually asking Obi-Wan to help him. It's almost like he's come back for a moment and he's pleading with his old master to help him, and Obi-Wan declines. And you can still see him mouthing. They've muted it, but you can see him mouthing, help me, in the final film. So I don't know if Kenobi would see a possibility of getting him to come back to the light. He essentially saw him as a lost cause then. But on the other hand, Padme's dying words to Kenobi are there's still good in him, along those lines anyway. So who knows? Skywalker sounds off. Cheers, mate. I'll see you soon. And thank you to everybody, by the way. I think we're pretty much there. And just because I've remembered, and I usually forget, thank you to all Patreon members, and that includes those not on this list here. And look, Skywalker Sound is there as well. So thank you, everyone. I don't know exactly what I'll do tomorrow, but I'll do something tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, wow, longest stream in a long time. Longest in Mexico, anyway. David, only 6 weeks away from the Boba chat. Yeah, we're going to do something. Sidge actually sent me some suggestions already for Boba names. So maybe Jones Capone there, David. We could get you back on logo duty once we decide on the name. But yeah, something will happen for Book of Boba Fett, of course, on the channel. See you later, Peter. Enjoy, if you do it, the megaphon that is the extended Lord of the Rings marathon screening. Take it easy, my friend. Astramus, back to you as well. Yeah, thumbs up. Like button, please, people. Please. Take care, my friend. Cheers, guys. And Brian Elliott, if you're into filmmaking, his tutorials and advice, tips and stuff on Brian's channel. And yes, he fashionably late right at the end of the stream, but still good to see you, mate. Simon D, still on the Vader Kenobi one here, but thank you as always, mate, for joining. I'll be in touch with you very soon, actually, on the email. Cheers, Brad. Talk to you soon, mate. Hope all is well in Texas. And Glenn, the geeky hippie. He's here, and he's disagreeing once again with Frogger, or vice versa, or it's a mutual thing. I don't know. I can't keep up with those two. But anyway, thank you, everybody. And if you're still here somehow watching on the replay in the future, then thank you to you as well. Might be back tomorrow live. I don't know. Something will be released tomorrow. But if not, I will be back this time next week. Well, hopefully not this time next week, because that would mean we've gone over again 2 weeks running. But anyway, what is it? 9 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Central Time, Central European Time, 10 p.m. Is that right? Yeah, anyway. See you next week. All right, everybody, you know what you need to do. 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 Keep waving. Keep waving. Keep waving, everybody, because it takes a little while. There's a bit of a lag.